eating chicken.
And welcome back to Jeff Koinage live at Citizen Television. Guess what? The chairman has arrived. A little late, I'll say, but hey, he's here. Chris Kirubi made it. Traffic?
No. Chairman's time.
Chairman's time. And of course, Manduli, the lady in the middle today. We're going to be discussing the state of the nation. We're going to begin with a question we've been asking you all evening. Does the choice of Polycarp Igathe boost Senator Sonko's governor's bid? By the way, so far, 54% of you say yes, 46% of you say no. Manduli, your thoughts?
I say no. I expected him to pick a lady.
Why?
Because it would balance things out.
Balance things well. Kidaru doesn't have a lady. Miguna doesn't have a lady.
But must he do? I thought Sonko would be wiser and do what? I mean, he's a smart guy. I thought he'd be smart enough to put in a woman.
So you don't think Igathe was a good
choice? I think, who the hell is he anyway? I've never heard of him.
MD Vivo Energy.
Never heard of him.
He used to work for this man. Used to work for this man at Hako, Tiger Brand.
But we needed a lady. We needed a woman. There are a lot of women who could have fitted the bill. And I'm very disappointed. I'm extremely disappointed. I was so sure he was going to come up with one of these. He would have really boosted his campaign. But he didn't consult.
Chairman, your thoughts?
I like first to be in sympathy with what she's talking about.
Thank you.
Kenya needs to balance men and ladies.
Yes.
And the act in front of Parliament, it has to be passed. I think we can't take too long to realize that women have equal rights in running the country called Kenya. So Sonko maybe just followed the same theme that there have always been men supporting another man. I remember when I was very young, you had a lady called Margaret Kenyatta.
Yes, the late.
And she is still remembered.
Yeah.
She did a bloody good job.
In this city.
Now, if the ladies can have the bill passed, 30%, who knows, next election we'll be fighting for 5-10 governors who will be women, and I'll be out there supporting that. But in this case, I'm a bit biased because he has picked one of the best Kenyans, well-trained, well-schooled young man who has energy, who believes in power women too, because he has a wife who does a very big job. She's the AIG managing director. She's a Centum director. Incredible family. And I'm sure Polycarp will look at the interests of the mothers and the children, simply because we are tired of politicians.
Yeah.
This guy is a manager. He's a businessman. He worked for me for over 10 years. I kept him as a director even after that. Tomorrow he comes back, he can even be the managing director, take me off the radar.
There are some people on Twitter who are saying he's your son.
I love to have an efficient son, so I will never deny him. I think he's a very, very well-schooled, trained young man. And madam, let me tell you, when you meet this guy, you yourself, you love him.
Yeah, but then again, I'm saying we have women as qualified. And I'm hearing you. I hear what you say. I hear you trained him. And anybody who comes from your stable must be good because you're good. But
thank you.
I want you to, what you said earlier really is important. It's time that we give women a chance at that level. And I expected this very brilliant politician, Sonko, to come up with a credible lady. There are very many credible ladies.
Sure.
I'm very disappointed, Sonko. Don't let go to sleep knowing that you really let me down, and that you let the women of this country down. And why didn't he? I heard Mama, the former MP for the area, Mama who ran with him and who really supported him and helped him.
Yeah.
Mama Wanjiru, Margaret Wanjiru.
The glory.
Yeah, why was Wanjiru thrown? I've forgotten. I mean,
thrown under the bus.
Thrown under the bus. I mean, this lady, really, I saw him campaigning with Sonko. They were both opposed to the advent or even the coming in of Peter. And I thought that really, to me that was the natural choice.
Having said that, can this combination Sonko Igathe, can they beat Kidero Mweke?
They can.
And Miguna?
I think. Oh
no.
Who is that?
He is a candidate. Now Miguna is a candidate. Don't ask who that. And you know, there's nobody who doesn't know Miguna. Even a newborn baby knows Miguna. You know who he is.
Yes.
And I think to say who is that.
Yeah.
It's really hitting him below the belt.
Can this combination beat Kidero?
I think early morning.
I think.
Yes, because let me tell you, Nairobi is not a political field where people come just to sing slogans. Nairobi is a city of investors. We have all put billions of shillings in this country, and therefore protecting investors' wealth, making it grow by adding value by the way you manage the roads, the water supply, the security, the lighting, the...
Hold on a minute here.
You know?
Are you trying to tell me the investment in this city is done by men only, that women have not invested?
No. Men, ladies can be also...
Yeah, are you
not talking about...
Are you also suggesting that the investments can only be protected by men? I think this is a terrible combination. And I think this young man should have he'd have broken. I mean, I think at Chris's age, he can't think. That I can excuse him if he thinks only a man can bring in development. But this young man should know better.
But he did agree with you.
No, I didn't.
He did agree with you.
I did not say only men who bring development. What we were talking about is the past, the status of the city. What I'm saying, this situation of Nairobi has grown so big. The GDP of Nairobi is about 60% of our
country
GDP.
Right.
And therefore, we need serious people. Whether there is a man and a woman, woman and a woman, we need a serious team to really turn around the value.
Is Sonko that guy? Because up until he picked Igathe, it was questionable.
I think Sonko does something that many people don't appreciate and don't understand. Sonko is a man of the very ordinary people whom, when we talk about the country, the economy, the what, people forget about them. This guy does not forget those majority ordinary Kenyans who sit in the sun selling a few fruits, selling a tray of eggs. This man is admired by the ordinary Kenyans. And by the way, these are the majority. We who drive cars, we can only splash water on them when we pass at high speed, going to our own ways. I think the combination of Igathe and Sonko is that one is a specialist on taking care of the ordinary mwananchi. We call them mwananchi. The other one is a corporate leader. Igathe has been chairman of the Association of Manufacturers. He's been in KEPSA.
I think we're spending too much time on something that is obvious. It's obvious that the Kenyan politician does not recognize that we women of Kenya, we have a long way to fight. I refuse. This is a dull couple is a dull couple.
Okay.
It inspires nothing.
Okay, let's go to an exciting battle. Let's go to an exciting one. You're going to love this one. Kirinyaga County. The Iron Lady, Martha Karua, versus former WCCS Anne Waiguru. There's an exciting one.
And look at that. And look at what Waiguru has done. Look at what each of them has done. Each of them has picked a man as their running mate. Now, this is what I call development. Martha has, so has Waiguru. Why couldn't Sonko also pick a lady here? who makes the, you can talk of the GDP, who makes the economy of this country? These women. These those same women, the ordinary woman who sells her oranges, sells her bananas. Those are the ones who make this economy increase. So I think that a woman should have been there. And I'm telling, I want to repeat that I'm very disappointed in this young man.
Let's go to Kirinyaga. Tell me, your thoughts.
Kirinyaga.
Can Waiguru beat Karua?
Asubuhi na mapema. Why do I say that? Because what Martha forgot is that in this day and age we have memories. We have memories. Only quite recently she was going around really criticizing the president and the government and saying how they done nothing. And she makes a complete about turn, not even half. I call her an opportunist. She's an opportunist of the highest degree because she was quite out there, quite prominent, talking against the government and against the performance of the president. Now she turns right around and he's wonderful. He's been wonderful for the evolution. And I mean, the woman has turned right around. She's an opportunist of the highest order. And I'm very, very, very disappointed in her. I think she'd have been stronger. She's a lady who wanted to be president. Goes to one little tiny part of Kenya and turns. I mean, just changes her tune. Things are different, and he doesn't understand even when she thinks it is not genuine.
So you think Waiguru will take it?
Early morning.
Despite this cloud hanging over her head?
That cloud hanging over her was not resolved. If there was a time that cloud could have been expanded, even looked, but nobody did. The
parliamentary committee met today.
Yes.
They want to recommend that she be barred from...
Why are they taking so long? Why have they taken so long?
Well, it's true.
Why wait till she's made those steps? I think it's not fair. Why have they been, this parliamentary committee? Why didn't they do it earlier? She's gone. She spent time. It's not fair. She's running around campaigning. She spent time. She didn't stop them she didn't stop them from going on with their job. Why didn't they do it? I think the parliamentary committee are out of order. They had all the time to do it. They didn't. Why at this time?
Chris.
Why?
Kirinyaga.
I don't know much about Kirinyaga. I know the two people. I listen to what my sister here says. But people do change parties.
Yes, they
people do change loyalty.
Yes, they do.
And I think that's what Mother has seen, where the wind is blowing. And she was bold enough to come out and say, I support the president. This lady, I know her during Moi era. She fought tough. You remember one time she walked off Moi's meeting?
Yes.
She was an employee of the government, but she stood up because she got fed up with what was going on, and she walked away. So I think the people of Kirinyaga must be given a chance to select whoever they think should be the person, the one who turned back and realized they must go back home, or the one who has some cloud hanging on her back. So I don't want, there will be things in courts and all that, and I'm very strong about some of these things. I don't want to engage into them. I think we leave the parliament, the judiciary, but I think it is important that people we choose, we are happy with them, and we know they'll deliver what
I think it sounds vindictive to have waited this long.
Parliamentary committee.
Yeah,
that I also agree with you.
Yeah, they have waited this long. Let the lady go through all this. It's a lot. Chris has not been in any election campaign. It is tough. What she's gone through is tough to prepare for the governorship or whatever. I don't think it's fair. I think they should have done it earlier.
Okay.
I don't think it is fair now. Right now, when they do it, it sounds like it looks like it looks like somebody is just scared of her.
Let's go to a race where a man is pitted against a woman. Machakos County. Wavinya Ndeti.
Wow.
Alfred Mutua.
Now that's lovely. Now that I would love. But Wavinya Ndeti will give Alfred Mutua a run for his cash. The cash he's been putting together. The cash he's been putting together over the last 4 years. Yeah, Wavinya is gonna give him hell.
She is?
And I'll be there when Wavinya is declared the winner.
The governor of Machakos County.
The governor of Machakos County, the governor of Machakos County is a man who's shown disdain. The way he threw away his first wife and the children, I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. No, I didn't like that.
This woman's on fire tonight.
I didn't like that. No, I didn't like that. You don't use women and chuck them away.
No, you shouldn't. That's maybe hitting under the belt, you know. But you are right.
Yeah, you don't use women and throw them away.
We don't know also the women who throw out the men. You know, when people break up, it's always blamed on the men. But these days,
it's always blamed on the women.
You know, Wavinya Ndeti should be the president of that Wiper party. I like her strength. I like her speech, her clarity, her presentation, her commitment. I actually admire her. And I wish more women speak with authority the way this lady does. I remember your time, you used to also speak like that.
Absolutely.
So this is your type of person. That is your type of person. I watched her the other day.
Yes. The victory speech.
I was very impressed.
Kindred spirit.
And it was twice, by the way.
They gave her hard time.
Yes. And they went to vote again, and she won overwhelmingly.
It's only she's in the wrong party, by the way. Oh, yeah.
What? Wrong party? How wrong? She is in the right party. It is the governor who is in the wrong party. The governor who is in the wrong party.
He's got his own party.
His own chap.
Yeah, but he's not chap-chapping nicely. That one chap in Cumberland.
They like dancing. They were Kamba, the best dancers. Between them and the Chukas. You remember the ones
that's right,
standing upside down, somersaulting with the drums?
Yeah, that one is a gone case.
Chris, what do you think of all the 4,000 plus independent candidates? 4,000 plus.
I think what it does, it is a manifestation that herding people into two huge parties cannot cater for all the interests. And when you do that, you have too many competing interests. If you do not have first-class primaries, you upset so many people who believe they have a right to go to the final. And I think what they have to do now is that each party must adopt the independents who are now footing their own bills, and where possible they should support them, so that you give the citizens a chance to elect the right candidate. If the primaries failed, can we make sure that the main August 8th elections give those locations the right candidate?
Because, Oriel, let's face it, there will be maybe 30 to 50 independent candidates inside the National Assembly. And that's a voting block right there. They're going to need to be persuaded once they go in.
Right.
I mean, they form their own block.
I think, the way I'm looking at it, I think we are actually Kenyans without planning it, without even realizing. We are having a silent revolution here. We are having a silent revolution here, and a revolution it is, and it was unexpected, and I think everybody is taken aback. But I think the best thing that ever happened, that Kenyans don't want to be hoodwinked or even locked into this is the party, this is where you must be. You can't, if you are not here, you don't exist. And I think the electorate is ready to show those two big parties. Are we maturing as a nation? We are maturing as a nation. I think politically, this is a big statement. It's a great statement that is being made. It's a great statement, and I like it. As you say, Jeff, they'll form their own bloc. Absolutely. And it will be a bloc that is not beholden into any of these two huge parties. It will be a bloc that can think independently, a bloc that can act independently, and a bloc that can work in. And that's what we've been. That's what has been lacking in this country. The independence of a person. So they go into this bloc and they expect you to vote as robots within those parties. They expect you to vote whatever decision that party makes. They're supposed to vote for it, whether they believe in it or not. We are having and I think the electorate is having a field day. They're having a great choice.
Chris, I mean, look at Nandi County. Swept everyone out. Nyeri County, other than Kanini Kega, everyone was swept out.
I love it. Should have happened in Nyanza too.
Speaking of Nyanza, Ranguma, Kisumu County, he wants to go independent against Anyang' Nyong'o.
Why not?
Can he do it? He's such a strong national.
He's a very popular man.
Ranguma.
Oh yes.
Ranguma is, you are right, he's very popular.
He's very popular.
And I am actually disappointed that a very senior political party member, a very senior official of a party, behaves just like a little thug, go in a little corner, and I don't care if he becomes tomorrow the governor. I tell him he'll have no authority.
Are you talking about the professor?
Yes, he'll have no authority because of the manner in which
grabbed.
They actually grabbed. I mean, he's a senior member. He's a don, well educated, well traveled. He should do better. And I think the manner in which he's gotten himself selected, I call it selection. He's not elected. He'll actually undermine his authority when he becomes governor.
Chris, what do you think?
I personally feel the same. Anyang' Nyong'o was the leader in philosophy of ODM from the beginning. He is a very well educated man, and surely you don't demand you are the candidate for a place even where people reject you. So I believe this revolt is coming because of unfair play. You are not allowing the public to make their decision.
That's right.
You are making decision for them. If you look at ODM, they give direct nominations to over 400 people. What happened to the citizens of those counties where these guys had no choice? They were all given by somebody, those nominations.
I think they gave them where there was no competition. I mean, there are some areas where it was fair that they give. I mean, if there's only one candidate who declared.
400 is too much.
It's a lot.
400 is a lot.
Was too much.
Coming back to Ranguma, you think Ranguma could take on Anyang' Nyong'o?
Why not? What is so formidable about Anyang' Nyong'o?
I think
what is so formidable about him? As I say, Ranguma is an incumbent, and he's done a good. I think Ranguma is more in touch with the ordinary man. But Ranguma is more in touch with the ordinary person. Than I find Professor cold and withdrawn. But I find him cold and withdrawn.
He has done his time.
And Ranguma is in touch with the pulse of the people.
But
I won't be surprised.
Nyong'o is Baba's choice.
But Baba is not the democracy.
Baba may not even have a vote in Kisumu, for all I know. I don't know that he has a vote in Kisumu or Nairobi or Bondo.
There's a big revolt.
There is.
Very big. Very big. The other day, huge numbers were crying for Uhuru to go there. Believe you me, this has never happened before. So
I think it's a national revolution. It's not just an Onga revolution, it is also a political revolution. And you are not actually, what you want to know that, you are dealing with the people you dealt with 5 years ago. you are dealing with a more enlightened, more emboldened, and I think even the problems that have arisen lately have emboldened the Kenyan public more. They are bolder now than they ever were. They realize that Shasambani, my Shambaya, and that their choices must be carefully thought out. They realize now.
Kakamega, Oparanya versus the bullfighter, Dr. Bonnie Kalwale. Your thoughts?
Well, here we have a situation where the other day I read somebody was saying, in Western we just want people from ANC of Ford Kenya. I think that's wrong.
That's wrong.
Yeah, because I know that Ford Kenya, that's my party. Ford Kenya has benefited from votes deep in Nyanza. They've gotten people. In fact, they've gotten people deep in Nyanza. They've gotten people out there in Kisii land. They got a senator from Kisii. There are quite a few seats in Lowland. And I think that's wrong to come up with here. I mean, that is taking us backwards. He's taking us backwards. I'm tired. As a woman, I'm really sick and tired of this tribal, the politics of tribes. I'm sick because we women, we don't belong to any tribe. We are everywhere and we are anywhere, wherever we are. And we are sick. You see, the politics of tribe only benefit men.
I think Mama is right what she says. After how many years?
50 plus.
50 plus years, we are a mature nation. The tribalism element must be thrown off the window by now, because when you are born, there is nothing written on your face. Who you are, where you come from. You are a Kenyan. You get a birth certificate. You are Kenyan. I personally feel that government must take an initiative today by making sure any document a Kenyan gets does not indicate the location where his parents came from. He should be a Kenyan born in Kenya with a birth certificate. You can write he was born in Pumwani. What about those people who are born in Nairobi? You know, I think personally, I believe Kenya is one, and we must look at ourselves as one.
Another race.
And I want to add that to what my brother said. I think today we are more divided than we ever were. At independence, we Kenyans were Kenyans. Suddenly we are just tribal units.
Growing up, we were all Kenyans.
Yeah, I was young at independence, but I remember when Kenya was Kenya, when Kenyans were Kenyans, it was really warm and nice. And this politics of regionalism, this politics of tribalism, it goes into clans. And it just doesn't suit women. And it's so primitive. It is so backward. I don't want any of it. And I think that you should be able, if you can stand. If Chris, you want to go and stand in Kisumu, what's wrong?
I should go and
tell my sister got married there. Very well looked up. And you got nieces and nephews who are
kids who are wonderful.
Who are wonderful. Yes. And I mean, what is all this? People going to their little cocoon, their little corners and saying, here is only us. I don't agree. I refuse. And that is what hurt me. You know, last time when it was time for me to be nominated by Ford Kenya, out of they came up with, they wanted a Bukutu woman, you know, and the Bukutu woman was not even a member of that party, and this Bukutu woman had done nothing, but they went and picked some Bukutu woman from the bar, brought her here, and she said nothing, done nothing, contributed nothing, and I had worked for, I was so disillusioned that I decided this time to do something, just grow maize.
Okay, one quick one before commercial. Another woman versus man, Bomet County. Joyce Laboso, 5th Principal Isaac Ruto.
That one is a gone case. That one early morning. Early morning, because...
Everything is early morning.
Early morning. Why is it early morning? Because we have a very worthy woman here, and I'm talking as a woman, a very worthy woman, I must say. I kudos to her. I give her 99% as a politician. She's carried herself with dignity. She's worked. She's not like some of these flozies who go. She's carried herself with dignity, and she's done a good job. When she took this seat from her dead sister, I think she's done very, very well for herself. And I just wish she was standing elsewhere and not against Isaac.
Why?
Because Isaac Ruto is a powerhouse. Isaac Ruto also, remember now, he's a member of the Pentagon. So that's an added feather to to his
So you're saying early morning for Isaac?
Early morning for Isaac, yeah.
Chris?
I think she will perform miracles. I heard what my sister says, but this lady, it's time that county is run by a business professional woman who can bring education and many other things, and not just look at themselves filling up their pockets, filling up their tummies. This lady, I've watched her speak. She's very humble, the way she approaches things. She's a professional, and I wish her the best.
So you're saying Isaac is going home?
Without parties, I personally think she's the best person for that place.
But you say
I
early morning.
and I said, when I said early morning, I'm not in any way I'm one of her greatest fans. I'm one of the fans of Laboso.
Yeah, but you just...
I just say she just unfortunate that she has against her a very committed and because you see one thing about Isaac Ruto, Isaac is consistent when other politicians are not consistent. Isaac has been consistent in his criticism, in his complaints. The man is also a very humble person, and I've been up to his home. He's very humble, and he has the pulse of the region.
Yeah,
he is with the people.
Okay,
it's just unfortunate that Joyce Laboso did not stand against any other man.
Okay, you mentioned the Pentagon a moment ago. We're going to take a break, come back, talk about the Pentagon and the NASA flag bearer and why it's deja vu all over again from 2013. Also, Nairobi race, women's. Basarish Shabesh. Yes.
I know.
No thoughts yet? Hold your thoughts. By the way, why aren't you on Twitter? Everyone's asking, how come Oriel is not on Twitter?
Because I'm saving myself from the nonsense that sometimes goes on in that Twitter.
That's a good answer. I'll take it. You can tweet us at CQRuby, at Koinage Jeff, and of course at Citizen TV Kenya. This is a very interesting conversation we have with these amazing people. They have a lot of knowledge together, and maybe you guys should form a little unit later on. You know, after
we are already.
A peace one.
All the friends.
A peace initiative.
We are friends.
Let's take a break. Come back. Plenty more ahead. You're watching Jeff Koinange live right here on Citizen Television. We're back in a moment.